Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relics, and today I have for you guys another public game Advanced Wars match. However, this time on a map that I myself have only played a couple of times, and it is something that I felt like I need more practice on. It is 1v1 Stalingrad. This is a S rank Hall of Fame Fog of War match. If you guys know me, not the biggest Fog of War fan. I am trying my best though to do more Fog of War matches here and there. That way I get more practice in case the occasion arises where I need to play Fog of War. Now, that being said, I'm not the best player, but I do try my best to set up some challenges for myself, as well as think, hey, I can do this. I'm a decent player. Perhaps I can even beat some players in Fog of War that's, on maps that are supposed to be really good for Fog of War. Stalingrad is one of those definitions of a Fog of War match. You guys can see the map itself. If you guys have not played it, be sure to try and check it out, because it is a S rank for a reason. There's a lot of things that go into this map that make it both easy to play as well as difficult to play as well. Difficult to control the territories because of the way the terrain works. As you guys can see, we are playing a Sonya as me versus a Eagle in Born. We are kind of similar rank. Born is a little bit under Global League rank than I am. He's about 1,000 something and I'm over 1,100. So it's a little bit off, but technically speaking, if we were to be like matched up in a global match, we would actually have that chance. He's within reach of me, so it is possible that we could be matched up. So it's not saying that I am a totally better player, right? And plus, I have like 1,000 games. He has like only like 300 or 400, I believe. So it is a pretty close matchup as far as rating, but games played, obviously I have a lot more experience probably. And as you guys can also see, I am playing a tier lower. Fog of War has different tiers. I am playing a tier lower than my opponents. He chose Eagle, I chose Sonya. Now that's not to say that I have the biggest disadvantage. Sonya being Fog of War expert, that gives me a little bit of a bump. But it's her day-to-days as well as her powers that make her a little bit weaker than the other codes that we could have chose from. For me, I am a little bit of a biased person. I do think using Sonya in Fog of War is one of the better choices as far as the going down in the tier list, as compared to the top. I personally think her Fog of War expertise is top tier. I like the extra vision from all units. The counterattack is kind of the bigger deal in Fog of War. You're not exactly going out there knowing what your opponent has at all times, so letting them come to you first is kind of the way I like to play, as well as it applies to Fog of War, right? Just in general, I like to be the counterattacking, and therefore Fog of War, kind of speaking, is speaking of which, is kind of up my alley, because you like to be the counter-attacker in Fog of War. Let your opponent think that they have the upper hand, and then you strike them hard on the counter-attack. So that fits into my arsenal with Sonya, and I think that plays a huge part in a Fog of War match. Now, that's just my opinion. I'm not an expert or any kind, but I do think that on a map like this, where there's not as much terrain, I think that definitely needs to be part of the strategy going into this matchup. Now, as far as the map is concerned, you guys can see there are 2 comm towers. They are actually contestable if you can get out there quickly. As you guys can see, the map itself is not exactly, I would say, super even. There are a lot of properties going just straight down this middle here that those properties can flip. Obviously, the corners can be contestable easily because there's the bases themselves. This isn't exactly a weak side or a strong side. Now, granted, yes, this technically would be your strong side for Red Fire, heading 2 bases going out this way, but this base can easily just send a unit like that straight up up the line to the comm tower. So it's not like this base makes it so that this is the strong side and this is the weak side. Not to mention you have an airport. So these two corner cities are contestable for sure, as well as like these 4 cities in each corner. They're also kind of contestable, as well as the comm towers, because again, there is no real strong side or weak side in my opinion. There is a strong side, you know, being like this side or this side, but not to mention it's the HQ side. But easily you can send units this way, you can send units that way, and it really won't matter. It depends on where you want to fight and where your opponent chooses to fight as well, which will determine how much pressure you put on which bases. So the other contested properties are obviously like the middle here. The lab actually plays no part. The few matches I have played on this map, this lab has never came into play. Like there really is no reason to capture it. I think only like custom rules you would have to apply it, but other than that, the lab is not used. In any case, as you guys can see, like I said before, I'm Sonya, this is Eagle. Huge co-power difference, right? Huge co-power difference. I have a 5 bar and they have it's 8, right? 9 bar. So huge difference. But if they get their lightning strike, it can play a huge part in how they play towards the end. Obviously, like I mentioned before, this place does not have too much terrain, so we will see how that plays into this matchup as well. Without further ado, I'm gonna get started. I am Silver Claw versus Red Fire. I gotta play with my dinos. I love my dinos. In any case, so I'm first player. Something that I'm also trying to get used to. I love being second player. I don't like being the first player, but I like to be second. This time I'm going first. I was the one who decided to join this matchup first up, and my opponent joined afterwards. Again, public match, so obviously, you know, just for kicks, just practice, nothing too serious. Alright, so we are at the end of turn 3. I have only built infantry going for my captures, and my opponent builds a early recon. Okay, this is actually not that bad of a build. This guy is going to capture this city, this guy is going to go for that city, so he has the infantry to capture already out there, whereas I did not build a vehicle, because this guy is still going out. This one went after the base, right? So this one's still going out. That's the, you know, the opposite direction for the second player having the extra infantry, right? This guy had the capability to go for the base faster, whereas I'm not. So my recon will have to come out on my next turn, which is a turn later. So my opponent builds a recon early, and he's immediately going to send that out. Again, that's his quote-unquote strong side, so that is a decent build. Alright, so my turn, day 4. I did a mistake. This guy should not have gone this way. That's on me. This guy should go here, and this one should go that one, and then this guy who went over the mountain should go to this one, while this base, you know, stays neutral. He will go there on my next turn, and then the next infantry that I will build at the end of this turn will capture the airport. It will be the same result. So now I'm missing out on one of these 2 cities, or I can use this guy to capture there and here, but then this, my territory wise, I will be missing out over there. So I did that bad. I realized it right away. I was playing fast, and I was like, oh crap, that sucks. Hopefully my opponent doesn't capitalize on one turn mistakes, right? But sometimes one turn mistakes can make the huge difference in a match. So I do decide to go for the double cap instead of moving out in territory wise over here. So it is unfortunate for me. I build my recon on the exact same side as my opponent as well, mirroring their movement in this case. But yes, I am going to be in a slight disadvantage as far as those captures are concerned. So now, yeah, see, we are mirroring each other, but this is where I should have had the slight advantage. This guy should have moved out here, and then this next one would capture easily, and this guy is going for this one. I should be slightly out there, but again, little things, not like it's the biggest difference, right? We can't see each other, so it's not that big of a deal. He builds a second recon, this time on his quote-unquote weak side, and that is going to go out and attack my HQ side. So nothing too bad there. I build my second recon, the exact same thing, mirroring each other. So far, so good. Both his recons move out. This one moving directly to the center. Can't see anything. Keep in mind, recons have 5 vision range, which is a huge amount. You need recons on this map with no terrain except for the forest and the properties themselves. You need to have recons out there scouting and seeing what's out there, not to mention interrupting any captures. Plenty of properties and roads, as well as even the middle and with the shoals. You can move your recons around the map very easily. Very easy. I mean, you can literally shift from attacking like this, interrupting a comm tower capture right here, to going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of a sudden, you're out of range over here if they have a tank over here, per se. So it's kind of a big deal to have recons and move them out as quickly as possible. But again, we're just early capture game. Nothing's really happening so far. However, my recon moves out, still sees nothing. My recon moves out, still sees nothing. Okay, cool. Perhaps my opponent didn't build early recon. I don't know that. So far, so good. I built the first tank of the match, anticipating an early recon coming out over here and trying to interrupt my captures as soon as possible, which I think is good for me because there is a recon coming out there right now. My opponent's turn builds an artillery, oddly enough. As an Eagle player, you definitely want to try and be more aggressive, so it's kind of interesting he built an artillery. Don't know what this is going to do for him, so we will see. But the recon moves out here. Again, he can't see anything yet, but that's actually really good positioning. And again, had I been a little bit more organized with my captures, this guy would be capturing already, and then, you know, I'd start to move out. He could possibly have interrupted my cities if he moved over to the right instead of going towards the middle. So that early recon's just giving him a lot of vision. As for me, look at that. I can see him on my turn. With my extra vision as Sonya, I am able to see that there, which is really handy dandy. And not to mention, I can keep moving my recons out. So seeing that the recon was there, right, and I still see it now, even now, because my recon moves into the forest. He doesn't know that I have a recon, and I set my infantry up as a bait, right? You can't see the recon, but you can see the infantry. You can't see anything else. Pretty good, right? Tanks there to back up, recons there to attack as well as extra infantry depending on where he moves. My other recon moved out onto the comm tower. I don't want him getting this at all, and I see a lot of things here, right? Chances are they could have a tank, right? I have a tank, they could have a tank, but considering I don't see anything here and I see that early recon, I was like, okay, they don't have a tank. There's no way they have a tank this early, at least not as far as, far out as that. I should be safe. So I was like, okay, pretty good. And I continue my captures. My opponent's turn. So we're going to get those errors, as you guys just saw on this replay. I do apologize for that. I don't really know why. The replayer has been having a lot of bugs, and that screen will always pop up quite often. My opponent decides to attack into my recon. Recon action, right? Love that. Oops. My bad. I forgot I'm playing on 2 screens. Alright, so move that over here so you guys can see the action. So recon on recon action is kind of great. You definitely want to damage any recons if possible, especially for me. I'm Sonya, I have bad luck, so chances are you'll do really good damage, and I won't be able to do it. However, the properties, the defensive terrain stars make a difference, and as you guys can see, I am on terrain. I have counterattack damage as Sonya. Sonya has counterattack damage. I do 1.5 damage in counterattacks. So them attacking me is actually not a good thing in this situation. Yes, you want to hurt my recons, so so I'm not a huge threat. Hell, even attacking into my opponent's infantry to interrupt their captures, I will sometimes do lower damage and I get retaliated against and I will die much faster. But that's the recon's job, right? Interrupt caps, get vision. So it's not the biggest thing that my recons take damage early, but as you guys can see, 24% to 30%. How much damage do you think my opponent did to me? I did 3 damage back. counterattack damage says I will most likely do it in all situations, right? But how much damage do you think they did? Alright, so there we go again. My opponent finishes their turn. Recon moves and sits here on the forest. They can see a lot of things, but I know where they went. So for me, that's a win situation. I know where they are. So keep that in mind. My opponent builds the first battlecopter of the match, having being Eagle. Obviously, you want battlecopters. However, this map itself is kind of bad for battlecopters because of the lack of terrain. I can easily build an anti-air and move it around the map following the battlecopter. Again, battlecopter is worth 9,000, anti-air is worth 8,000. At any given point, if a battlecopter gets destroyed by an anti-air, the anti-air automatically earns itself in, even if it dies. So, regardless if the battlecopter can get a first shot on something, if you lose that battlecopter for free, it's not really that great. So keep that in mind when playing these maps where battlecopters can easily get killed. Alright, so knowing where the recon went, finish my captures. Infantry reveals the recon. Tank moves in. Boom! Beautiful hit. Lucky hit, I think. I think that's pretty lucky, actually. If I do say so myself. Yeah, 60 to 75%, and I got a full 70%. Fantastic. I think that's fairly lucky to say for Sonya's case. Easily I could have only did 60s and only did 4 damage. I believe if I did 6 damage, I don't think I actually killed this recon. Chance, right? Let's just say, let's just say it was a 4, right? Slightly small chance that I would actually kill the recon if it was a 4. So the fact that it was a 3, boom, fantastic. First lucky hit of the day, and look at that. You guys can now see my HP as Sonya. Just FYI, the replayer will hide my HP during my opponent's phase. That way we see what he sees during his turn. But they did get 30% the maximum damage on me. 24 to 30%. They did maximum damage. Can you believe that? Absolutely insane. That's my bad luck there. However, again, I did 3 damage, so we are even 7-7. That's not bad. I will take that any day. In any case, I got the first strike. I killed the recon. Fantastic. Recon retreats. Gets to see a lot of things still. I can survive. And again, this recon can't even see me anymore, which is kind of funny. It can follow, but again, I'm on property. I can easily defend myself, even though my vehicles are out of range, so I can't exactly kill the recon. So I think that's a win. Automatically, that really puts me ahead. Anticipating Eagle, I built an anti-air as well. Again, 1 tank for recon to defend each other, as well as an anti-air for that battlecopter that will eventually come, because why choose Eagle if you're not going to build battlecopters? And then I continue my captures as well. My opponent moves out their turn, blowing up this pipe seam. I don't know why. Again, you can use air units just flow right through here. So there's no real point to destroying this pipe. This base doesn't even need to go like this and then through it, because it could just go around. Unless you're really tight on, space over here to have to go like this and then through, I don't think it's necessary to to destroy any of these pipes. In fact, to me at least, this is the flaw of the map, right? There's literally no reason to have those pipes at all. It's kind of funny. Like this one here, this one should be the same way. Like, why even have the pipe seams? Really no point in having them. In my mind, most matches will be over before your opponent would even capture a base. So no real reason to have the pipes. Very weird. S rank map, but it does have flaws. At least I think. I really have no idea why those pipes are there. In any case, so battlecopter and artillery are going to destroy this pipe. For some reason, the HP did not come up. I don't know. I can't see the HP on that pipe, but maybe it's dead. No, it's not there. Yeah, it's not there. It's kind of weird. Because on my turn, I see the pipes. But on my opponent's turn, I couldn't see the pipe. Okay, well, either way, battlecopter and artillery attacked it. He builds double tanks. Now that he knows that I have a tank, obviously he's got to get his own tanks out and kill my recons as well. He's going for the capture on the comm tower as well. Seeing what I see, I can see that there's nothing out there. So that could be a sign for me to go and interrupt some caps. So in case, anti-air moves out through the middle. Recon interrupts this capture. Again, I don't see anything. Even if I get attacked by a tank will not one-shot me. So I go out and attack that comm tower as well. I do take a little retaliation damage. That's okay. I don't know where the recon went, so at least I don't think I do. If I do, then I probably saw it goes this way, but I don't think I saw it go into the forest. So either way, I'm going to move my units out just in case. Again, if he was smart, he would probably move out over here, maybe attack. He can't see my tank yet, so that is an advantage for me. But yeah, I move my vehicles around. I even go tech up really early. Alright, this is only day 9. This is day 9. And I got a medium tank. Seeing I killed a recon, I've damaged a recon, and I'm interrupting 2 captures, including the comm tower. I said to myself, okay, I've got a lot of infantry out there. I have a vehicle advantage, having destroyed a recon. I can tech up right now and be okay with it instead of building double tanks or anti-air or whatever. So I feel confident. Artillery finishes off the pipe. Tanks move out. Hello. I love that. Oh, I love that. Recon comes back out from the forest, goes onto the plane, and attacks my recon. It's still 6, but it doesn't show the damage. Again, I'm Sonya, so you don't actually get to see the damage dealt on this turn. But I believe it did like 2 or 3 damage. My opponent also builds 2 more recons. Obviously, one down here to replace the one he lost, and then another one over here because this guy is taking a lot of damage, and he can see my tank. I am now in range. I can easily kill it, so that's going to be no problem for me. He does regroup on the comm tower to try and continue that capture, though. My turn. So he did 2 damage to the recon over here next to the comm tower. Totally fine. You guys can see he will get the comm tower. There's nothing I can do to stop that. Unless I want to sacrifice a bunch of units, which is not really necessary. I can see there's a battlecopter coming, which is fantastic. Even without my extra vision, I can see it. That's a partial mistake on his part. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but I think he did that knowing that this recon is in range of a tank, and if I attack, then I will get smashed in as well. And that's probably him assuming that I don't have an anti-air at all. So we'll see what happens. Tank moves in, goes on the forest. Boom! Can't see my tank. Even if you use this battlecopter, you can't see the tank. The only way to see the tank is if this guy stops capturing and goes next to the tank, which I will move my recon, obviously. Boom. Interrupts this capture, doing 1 damage, which is totally fine. He needs another turn to capture it. Fantastic. That's the exact job of a recon. Again, this tank is out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't reach. Only way would be to use both infantry and attack the recon, in which at this point the recon's actually taken so much damage. Both infantry attacking the recon would probably kill it, but of course that'd be interrupting 2 captures in which you're about to get the comm tower, so it's not a big, big sacrifice I don't think he's willing to make. But at this point the battlecopter can no longer see my tank, and there's no way they'll be able to hit it, so that's fantastic for me. And my infantry continue to move out, going for my captures, gaining a solid presence over here, getting these captures now. Again, like I said, these 4 are kind of the contestable area. Obviously, my opponent hasn't pushed as far out that with vehicles. These 4, again, these ones over here as well in this corner. So we'll see how this matchup continues to play out. The middle, mine, opponents, nothing surprising there, right? Again, continue my captures, going out for them. Medium tank moves out. I do not believe I attack this. Yeah, I do not attack the pipe seam. I don't need to blow it up, even though I am on a city and I do get my ammo refilled. I don't need to blow this up. There's no reason to attack this. Not to mention, if I attack it and I attack it with my medium tank, I kind of show my opponent that I have something that moved in that direction, landed on my city, and may be trying to break it down. There's no reason to do so, and if you're a really expert Advanced Wars player, and you know damage calculations, you can tell that my medium tank would have did damage to the pipe, and my opponent would know that I have a medium tank. But like I said, no reason to attack it, so I don't. And you guys don't know, or my opponent doesn't know that I have a medium tank. Seeing that there was a battlecopter, my opponent is probably going to send it in. I may or may not lose my anti-air, so I gotta prepare for another one. I built a second one as well as another tank, assuming that this guy may even be coming under attack as well now that this battlecopter is in range of both. My anti-air, however, is in range of both. This one I have to go like straight down and hope that I don't get blocked, but you know, that I have it in range of the tank at least, so that's pretty good. Error. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so my opponent moves out, going for captures. A little cheeky there, going for the middle. God, what is with that error? Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Boom. This is what happened. Battlecopter, where to go? It moved over here. Didn't really move out far. Continuing his captures, regardless, I have a recon that can see everything. I'm pretty sure I saw this tank move into the forest. And seeing that, I don't need to push too hard into these. I could just actually back off, if anything. I don't have much support over here as far as vehicles, only the tank. So I do need to get these guys down here as soon as possible, as well as I don't have the comm tower. And my opponent did finish the comm tower. He continues to capture on the city, ignoring my recon. Again, I can see that tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if I had regular vision, 6. So I can see all of these units here. This tank is here. I don't need to continue attacking this. I could back off. So my opponent builds another battlecopter and a tank, by the way. You know, pretty even in captures. But yeah, those battlecopters aren't going to do too much. In fact, you guys can see on my screen, or my turn, I can see the battlecopter. I can see the tank. Alright, looking pretty good. Let's see what I do. Continue my captures. Going towards my comm tower. Tank moves down. Gotta support that side with more vehicles. Going for the corner, top left corner. Recon retreats. I'm actually going to plan to heal it up. It's done a fantastic job. It's interrupted, what, 2 captures? And it practically helped me kill a second recon, which is absolutely fantastic. And there's nothing you can really do to interrupt those captures at the top. Medium tank goes down, seeing that I saw this tank over here. And, you know, I see the battlecopter. He's probably going to push a lot more on his strong side. So I'm going to be prepared for that with my medium tank. Obviously keeping it in the back a little bit more. Obviously I moved as far as I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as medium tanks can go. But trying to get there and still stay in the back. Still stay in support range. Alright, so I sacrificed this tank to interrupt this capture. But again, look. Anti-air. So if he uses the battlecopter, I can kill it. And I don't have any tank support, but again, if I kill the battlecopter, it'd be worth it. And not to mention, he has to get vision first, so he has to use like this guy or someone here to see these guys first. So I get a nice interrupt, and I kill the infantry successfully. I go all vehicles this turn, 2 tanks and a recon. Again, I lost, or not lost. I'm going to probably, I may lose this recon here, so I need to prepare for that, get more vision out there. This guy's damaged, so maybe I should have built a recon over here as well, but that's okay. Again, I don't really want to push too hard. I've done the damage I need to do. I've interrupted the captures. I can take my time with this. My opponent moves out, going out with his infantry, capturing. Again, blindly going out there. That's easily killable and interruptible. Again, he's going for another pipe seam with his artillery. I don't know why he's doing that. I really don't know and understand why. It's not like this guy is, you know, a bad rated player. But for some reason they really wanted to destroy those pipe seams, which is weird because they literally played no part in this matchup. I don't know why he's doing this. Why is he doing that? Battlecopter moves and attacks my recon. You guys can't see the damage, but it probably did 7 damage if I remember correctly. Why does it keep doing that? Goes for the capture in the corner, but I can see. Oh, I cannot see him. I cannot see him. This guy only has 3 vision, so I cannot see him yet. Tank finishes off the recon, right? Battlecopter attacked the 8 recon, had to have done 7 damage, and now the tank finishes it off. But look where my medium tank is. That's crazy. He even goes onto the city to start capturing as well. Finishing the turn, builds another battlecopter and a tank, and his tank moves over here. So very, very weird. Not the exactly best turn. And let's see how he gets punished for it. Medium tank immediately goes out. Okay, so I couldn't move my tank, right? I want to kill this thing so bad. So I gotta use the medium tank on the road first. Boom. Nice. Boom. Finishes it off. I still see the battlecopter. Boom. Battlecopter dead. And that has earned itself in. What did the battlecopter do? Attacked a recon that was practically damaged and used the tank to finish it off. So really didn't do anything, and he just lost it for free. Attacks the infantry, continuing to interrupt this capture, which is a 4. So, you know, I did a massive amount of damage. He would have got it had I not interrupted, but this time I interrupted, and he is forced to either keep capturing, regroup, and kill my infantry. But again, I have such a strong presence here. I'm getting my comm tower as well. Tank moves out. I see the infantry in that forest. That's okay. I go for my capture. Why is it only doing on the capture? That's so weird. What a weird bug. Go for the hit on the tank. Again, unfortunately, I don't have any backup here. So that's one of the errors here. I needed to have an extra tank or something to back this guy up. I actually don't see this guy here. So if he does attack me, he's going to get a free hit. And there's nothing I can do about it. Go and continue to interrupt this capture here. Again, I have a stronger presence of infantry, so I have the willingness to sacrifice. Instead of to go and heal, I actually interrupt this capture. Again, 1 HP damage, preventing another capture. That's 3 total captures this recon has done, interrupted. That one here, and then this one here. That's 2k in city income, right, alone. That's half the recon's price. I prevented the comm tower for 1 turn, or actually 2 turns as well. And I did damage to the recon, which allowed me to kill it. So my recon has done so much for me, you know, in this matchup, and it's still alive. It's running out of fuel, no less. It has 23 fuel. Check that out. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. And I see my vehicles are moving out as well. Seeing that the anti-air killed the battlecopter over here, chances are he won't have another one right away out there that will, you know, be a threat. So I decided to move this one to the left. That way each side has an anti-air. Again, I interrupt another capture as well. Another anti-air, battlecopter, and infantry. So again, I'm utilizing my capture advantage. I can count here and see that I have an advantage here, and that's really good for me. So I decided to go with more units this time instead of teching up, and I even save 4,000. My opponent's turn. I'm going to skip ahead. Going again, moving out, attacking the tank. Right, he moved back and attacked the tank here, killing some infantry off over here. Did not engage the recon. My 2 recon is still alive, is still going to be doing stuff. In fact, I'm even going to retreat it this next turn. It's doing great. It's fantastic. Over here, he can't do anything. I didn't even realize this recon was this force, I don't think, but he can see a lot of things here. And yeah, so he does a lot of things here to move around, but not much he can do on that right side. You know, it's a little bit weak. He did interrupt my comm tower. I believe he sacrificed an infantry. That was right here. So he did sacrifice the infantry to stop my comm tower capture, which is fine. Totally fine by me. It really doesn't really matter to me. But yeah. Oh god, that bug is really annoying. You guys can't see anything. The tank moves and recovers. Infantry moves. Didn't kill it off. That's unfortunate. That's okay. Recon moves back and gets retreated. Well earned. Look at that. 15 fuel left on this recon. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever utilized a recon that hard. Interrupt the capture. Unfortunately, I didn't kill it. So now he has a choice either to capture the city, which he should, or move it off and, you know, try and engage my infantry with terrain advantage. That's very unfortunate for me. I'm pretty sure that was a low roll for me. Either way, I continue to move out, kill his units in the bottom right. Nothing can contend with my medium tank. I bet you he didn't even expect that. Obviously, he has an artillery, but it's too busy destroying pipe seams, so it's really weird. And I see the recon, like, yeah, okay. Well, if you want to interrupt my comm tower, feel free to do so. It only needs 3 more. I don't think he'll kill my infantry, but he can easily interrupt the capture to the point where I need another turn to capture it. So I continue the 4 build, recon, anti-air, battlecopter, and more infantry. Gotta pump out the infantry non-stop, right? Even if you have to alternate bases, keep the infantry flowing. Battlecopter moves out, kills my 2 infantry in the force. That right there was really weird. He could have easily used the 8 infantry to do that, but he didn't. So he said he's going for a capture. Very odd. And all the while, I can see all this happening because of my extra vision. I can see all this happening. That's crazy. And again, he's going for the attacks. Does not finish It had one capture. You guys can see it right there, bottom left. One capture left. And he didn't finish it. Instead, he opted to move off and get the infantry hit and kill him. Isn't that crazy? And then this guy moves back. Was it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. I think he should have finished the capture. Again, over here, he used the infantry first, not the tank. So again, that's a little bit of advantage there for me. Moves his infantry around. Gets a hit on my anti-air. Totally fine. I got more coming. To finish his turn, Recon moves over here. Look how much vision this Recon can get him now. But at the same time, look, he can't actually see anything. It's fantastic for me. I'm playing this really well. He techs up, seeing that I have a medium tank, gets a neo tank. That's a great tech up. That's fantastic for him. Even better if one of his battlecopters can even get a hit on the medium tank now that he hurt my anti-air. My turn, I'm almost at my super. Yeah. Anti-air moves in. Easy battlecopter kill. Boom. But I don't use my power. I'm actually retreating this time. But I also see that he's close to his lightning strike, right? Very close. What was that? 2 bars and a half. 2 bars and a half. I rather use my super at a point where he uses his super. That way my counterattack damage will negate his super as much as possible. So I don't use my super this turn. At least I don't think. Depending on how I see the matchup go. I actually do use it this turn. I use it at the end of my turn. Boom, right here. So kind of a mid-end turn super. Probably should have did it sooner. That way I get the more damage in. Because as soon as I killed the battlecopter here, I got my super. But I didn't realize how much damage I'd be doing this turn. And I figured, okay, this is the turn to use it. He'll probably want to use his lightning strike. So I'll use it. Medium tank attacks the tank. Kills it off. My tank now sees the battlecopter with my extra... For some reason, the extra vision is not popping up. But I do see the battlecopter with my extra vision. So I am able to send my anti-air in and hit that battlecopter, doing half damage for half my HP. That is so worth it. Oh my god, that's insane. And I'm continuing to interrupt the captures, going for the corner as well, killing off that infantry. Again, I'm just slaughtering him. And I even go for this city. Again, super activated, counterattack damage increase. I have the advantage there. If he wants to interrupt it, he has to try and use vehicles. Otherwise his infantry are just going to straight up die. Recon gets hit by my anti-air there. Does half damage, killing off even more units. And my units flow out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Again, I don't know what he has, but I decide, okay, his lightning strike's coming in. I'll tech up another time. Neo tank. I have plenty of anti-air for his air units, even if he gets a bomber. I think now's the time to get a neo tank that will be a powerhouse for me. Tank moves in, attacks my anti-air, attacks my anti-air again. I attack first. Look at the damage I dealt. This anti-air on a shoal just did 3 and 2 damage. I believe one was a 9, right? 3 and 2 damage to these tanks. Wow. That's totally worth it. That's totally worth it. That's crazy. And I'm still alive, by the way. I'm still alive. Gets trapped. Gets trapped. Tanks move out. Artillery moves into the forest. This artillery that was all the way over here to kill these pipes is finally out there on the front lines. But again, this is my turn with my super. I can see it move into the forest. It actually plays no part. I can see where everything is going right now. Again, he even attacked here, but again, counterattack damage. I attack first, so I won out on that. That's crazy. And again, I also see this one. So here, boom. I see this artillery as well. I don't think I saw that. Yeah, I only gained 1 vision, so I did not see the Neo tank this turn. Recon moved back down into the other forest. It's funny how that Recon can move literally from forest to forest. That's another part of this map that makes it interesting, is these forests are connected so that the Recons can actually move through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's crazy, right? That's perfect square right here. Recon can move all around in a straight line through these forests. Insane. My opponent did not use their super, knowing that my super was active and seeing all the counterattack. Look at this. Look at this damage right there. That's crazy, right? So it's fantastic. And look, 7-7 and my anti-air is still alive with 1 HP. Isn't that just insane? So now that my super has expired, this is actually a huge advantage for me. if they use their super this coming turn, I will build all that co-power up with all the damage he will do to me. So I'm actually going to just skip this turn ahead. Knowing that he may use his super, look how much damage I did. Look. I gained 1400 in co-power charge. I just pulled back and killed a couple infantry. I just pulled back. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to sacrifice the city, but I did all the damage I needed to do. I'm even capturing the bottom city and the bottom right. Look at the advantage on the stats. I have a huge advantage in captures. I can take my time. I know I'm leading in unit value, or value and unit lead. So I don't need to push any harder. So my opponent just continues attacking the infantry. That's totally fine. Neo tank moves out. Artillery moves out as well. Continuing his captures on my city in the middle. Again, top left, very weak presence. Nothing defending his properties over there. Putting everything on the right hit side, his quote-unquote strong side. His weak side just pretty much died. He does not use his super again on this turn. This is now turn 16. And yeah, looking pretty good for me. I see the Neo tank, so I can prepare for that easily. I get his city in the bottom right. I continue to get a couple kills here and there. I weaken this infantry so he can't capture the city in one go. But then there's this one too, so it really didn't matter too much, but that's okay. The infantry was going to die anyways. I can't get him out of there, so I might as well do what damage I can and interrupt his capture capabilities. Same thing over here. I don't want him to get his capture, so I'm going to interrupt that infantry as well. Tank moves directly across, knowing that he has artillery. Okay, I know he has these units, the Neo tank, the artillery, this artillery. I know he has them. I'm sacrificing this medium tank. This medium tank will give me half my power alone, right? That's half. And that's just the medium tank. And then I just need a little bit more for the super. So it really works in my favor. Helicopter moves in. Attacks. I'm going all out over here. Putting a strong pressure. I thought I could get the kill here. I didn't. So unfortunately, that's giving him perfect vision on all my units. And boom. Look, all the while, he's not getting any power charge because his super was not used. I now have a Neo tank in range, because I know that Neo tank will probably attack my medium tank. I got my Neo tank in range now to help me defend. I even built a fighter this turn to prepare for a bomber, just in case, right? Just in case, and or, of course, the battlecopters. I can easily fly across half the map in one turn and, you know, destroy any battlecopters I see. Opponent moves out, using artillery to finish off the infantry. Oddly enough, that's really weird. Artillery moves into the forest. Neo tank moves over to the medium tank, as expected. And he moves out, killing my infantry. Again, he can't really do too much. His vehicles are damaged. Helicopter moves in the bottom right, does some damage. Builds vehicles, uses a super. Let's see what he does. Tank finishes off my infantry in the corner. Recon moves out. Oh, he got trapped and he couldn't go in the forest. But he sees all my units. Battlecopter attacks the forest infantry. Very odd. Artillery first gets his first strike. I think it did like 4 or 5 damage or something like that. Killed my medium tank perfectly. Hits anti-air. Kills the anti-air. Battlecopter moves in. Kills my battlecopter. But look at my power charge. Almost at full. Isn't that crazy? I'm like just about there. And he builds a few more infantry. Alright. This is now turn 17. Finish my capture on the top left. Battlecopter easily kills. Get my super. I use it. Oh my god, look how much I can see on this map. That's insane. Neo tank moves in. Oof. Super on super action right there. Let's take a look real quick. I'm just so curious to show you guys. There you go. There is the total damage possible. I did 3 damage, so I got a lower end of the roll, and then he did technically perfect damage, right? 41 to 47%. So that sucks for me, even though it's super on super. It is what it is. That's okay. I did what I needed to do, which is damage it, and now I can see all his units as well. So I'm just going out and hitting everything at this point. Again, hitting the artillery too, which is the biggest threat at this point. Yeah, I'm just going out and finishing off units. Again, I couldn't kill off here. This recon did 0% damage, by the way. 0% damage to this 2 HP tank. I did 0% damage. So I couldn't use my infantry to finish off, so I instead used the tank to do it. Again, my super will be active on their turn, so I do attack first. Even if he attacks from the city, I will get the first strike, and it will look okay for me. Battlecopter moves in, kills off. I see that he has no anti-air, so I can just fly all my battlecopters in without having to worry. And yeah, just keep moving on. I'm going for the comm tower now as well. I send this recon in on a suicide mission just to give me vision on what he has over here, and I see that he doesn't have really anything to defend himself, so I'm looking really good. Finish my turn with more vehicles in my opponent's turn, and he does a few actions, but that was it. That was it, and he resigns right here. So seeing that he can't do anything else, you guys can clearly see. In fact, let's turn this off. Replay are off. You guys can see the final statistics. He did resign right here, right now. I double him in value completely, and the capture is not even close. So very cool matchup for me that I'm a tier lower. But again, like I said, I feel like the bias in Sonya's Fog of War capabilities puts her at an equal level with even someone like Eagle, specifically on this map. This map wasn't exactly the best for Eagle, but it's not to say he can't be used. Again, just because Eagle is a air expert, that doesn't mean his ground units are weaker. They're neutral. So his super can come into play and redoes all his vehicles, right? Not just air units. And so if he utilized that a little bit better, I think he could have definitely came out on top, considering that you know, his super gives him 2 turns, but unfortunately he didn't utilize his vehicles very effectively like I did. He lost recons early. In fact, he didn't even interrupt my captures as much as I interrupted his. That gave me the early game lead, and that ended up being, you know, the reason why I won this match. But it was a really fun match. Again, I want to practice more. A, I want to practice Fog of War, and then B, I want to practice more on very famous maps, and Stalingrad is one of those famous maps that I feel like everyone should play, or have played at least a couple times in their Advanced Wars career. And this is like I said, only like my 3rd time playing this map, so I definitely want more practice on it, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to play this map. So it was really fun, good practice. Definitely gives me more insight into how to play the map. Obviously, like I said, my 1 capture mistake here plays a part. You know, it really sucks because I could have captured one of these cities much faster, but instead, like as you guys saw, I didn't get my comm tower right away. It took me a while. My opponent got his comm tower much sooner than I did. So that capture, 1 capture alone, could be the difference between me capturing the comm tower or not even capturing it. But of course, like my opponent did, he sacrificed a lot to prevent me to capture these cities and the comm tower. So in the end, it was worth it for me. You know, I played this really well the early game with the recons, but at the end of the day, it's just practice. It's all just a public game for kicks, and you know, it was a really fun game. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, comment down what you guys thought, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, it's just for me to practice, give you guys entertainment. If you guys really have like nothing else to watch, this is what it's here for. And then, of course, it's even reference for me in case I need to play this map again in a future time and see, hey, how did I play this map? You know, what strats did I use? Obviously, strong side will get the strong side corner city, right? Usually, we both did, and then I overtook his. But it depends on how you play your units and how much pressure you put on your opponents. Like I said, I like to do the counterattacking, and I think that worked into my advantage here on this map with Sonya, regardless of my bad luck. For the most part, the bad luck only came when I attacked, right? Not so much as my retaliation damage. So I think that worked in my favor for sure. But overall, I think my opponent definitely didn't play it right. Obviously, the artillery thing was not good. I mean, look at these artillery. They're just not even in range of anything. It's crazy. So, take these 2 away. Maybe add more infantry or tanks. Could have been a totally different game, depending on how my opponent moved his vehicles. But, yeah, don't destroy these pipe seams. There's really no point. Even after viewing this, even if he hadn't, like, there's just no point. They just played no part. These air units can just fly and go around easily. There's no point in destroying those, so yeah. That's going to do it, though. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.